It is officially January 1st, 2026. Today, in this episode of Real Occult, where we apply numerology and astrology to the material world, we are going to be kicking off the new year by doing a quick overview, a quick breakdown of the universal energies that are going to be present in each month throughout this year. So, real quick, little background information. In numerology, we have 9-year cycles that the entire universe operates within. And so 2017, 2 plus 1 is 3 plus 7 is 10. And so that is a one universal year in the rooster year of Chinese astrology. 2025, last year, 2 plus 2, 4 plus 5 is 9. That is a 9 universal year, snake year in Chinese astrology, completing that second trine cycle. Okay, and so this year we have 2 plus 2, 4 plus 6, 10, setting the tone in the one universal year of the horse. In 23rd trine. In 2034, 2 plus 3, 5 plus 4 is 9. We have the 9 universal year in the tiger year for Chinese astrology. Tiger and horse in the third trine, so we have a 9-year cycle in the third trine. 2035, 2 plus 3, 5 plus 5 is 10. Another 1-year cycle starting, what would that be? Cat. So then we'd have the cat or rabbit in Chinese astrology, and then we would cycle through again in the fourth trine, and then we start again, first trine, and then we keep going through these 9-year cycles, moving through the trines. 2026, one universal year, meaning you can think of it kind of like buckets. These 9 universal years flow like buckets, or you could think of them as coats of paint. We have the 3 layers of karma, our foundational layer of karma, which is what's present in our birth chart, what we can see from the birth chart, what signs are the planets in, what houses are those signs in. All of this is the laid out imprint from the moment of our birth. That is the foundational layer. Then you have the current layer, which is our current transits, the current year it's in, your personal years, personal months, personal days. What sign is that planet currently in? Where in your foundational layer, where in that birth chart layer is, which house is that sign in? So where are these planets currently transiting through? All of that currently unfolding layer, that's that middle layer. The experiences that are currently unfolding for us so that we can learn the lessons we're meant to learn. Next, we move on to that top layer, the created layer, which is the day-to-day inputs we give the universe. Newton's third law, for every input, there's an equal and opposite output. So how do these inputs flow day to day? That's that top layer, that created layer of karma. Now, as we are moving through these 9-year cycles, all of these universal cycles, we are experiencing that middle layer, that current layer of karma. So 2026 is opening all of these new energetic loops, new patterns, new habits, new personal commitments, commitments to yourself, commitments to others. We are opening up all of these new energetic loops so that we can experience this bucket of experiences we're meant to have, so that we can live through this layer of paint over the next 9 years, so that 2034 comes around and we can close all of these loops. We can put a bow on this period of learning before we move on to the next. And so these layers of paint will stack on each other, and over time, as we move through 2, 3, 4, 5 of these 9-year cycles, and we get up to be into our 40s and 50s, we have been through enough of these cycles that we understand what energy comes with the one universal year, what a one universal year means for our personal year. And so the personal years, you take your own month, your own day, you add them together, you add that to the current year. That will give you insight into the overarching themes and activities you are likely to encounter during that year. Depending on when your birthday is, if you're in the first part of the year, if you're in the later part of the year, that birthday itself will give you insight into the imprinted energy of that year. So if you have a 6 personal year and your birthday was on a 5 life path, you would maximize access to that 6 energy theme by utilizing 5 energy, being adaptable, being versatile, playful, entertaining, going through change, making changes, would give you the maximum access to that 6 energy theme for that personal year. I hope that makes sense, how everything kind of layers, and you can either zoom in the magnification or you can zoom out. Zooming out would be looking at the years and the cycles. Which 9-year cycle are you in? If you are 20, you are going through your 3rd 9-year cycle. If you are 50, then you're going to be going through your 6th 9-year cycle. And so you can zoom in, magnify to the day, the hour, the minute. You can zoom out to the cycle. You can even zoom out further into the lifetime. How many lifetimes have you come through? All that good stuff. So, enough groundwork. Way longer than I wanted that to be. But let's jump into what each one of these months means for us. January, where we are now. You have the one energy from January meeting the one energy from the 2026, that 10, that magnified 1. So in numerology, anytime you see a 0, it's a magnifier. It just amplifies, is another rung of energy based on whatever number it is attached to, whatever energetic imprint it is attached to. So 10 is a magnified 1, 100 double magnified 1, 1,000 triple magnified 1, 5,000 triple magnified 5, 500 double magnified 5, 50 magnified 5, 5 is 5. And so 405, you have the 4 energy with space being created, enabling the 5 to come on the back. 4 space 5. So if you're at the address is 405, you're going to experience 4 energy themes. You're going to have space to breathe, 5 energy themes, back to 4, space to breathe, 5. But so how these things cycle through, following the number order. 0s magnify, 0s give space, create space. So 1 January. We have the 1 from January plus the 1 energy. I'm sorry, right on the side of the road. 1 from January and then 1 from 2026. So the universal theme, the universal energy that, oh wow, big old accident up here. So 1 from January, 1 from 2026 brings us as a 2 universal theme, which makes sense that 2 energy, really quick, 1 energy, masculine, it erects, it builds, it creates something out of nothing, to which is an energetic impossibility, but it creates something that wasn't already there in that form. 2 energy, the feminine, takes what's there, makes it better. So if you think of a house, the 1 energy, the masculine, builds the house, it erects the structure. The 2 energy, the divine feminine, then comes along and turns that house into a home and improves upon what's already there. 3 energy is the energy of the child. It's ambitious, it's creative, it's expressive. Also has some of the negative aspects of the child. It can be a little grandiose. It can be irritable, cranky, inconsistent. All the positive and negative aspects that come with the 3. 4 energy is the box. It's the, like from the movie, what you would call the Matrix. It is the code. It is the computer code. There is no escaping the box. It's Saturn's ring. Hard work, discipline, routine, structure. That's all 4 energy. 5, which follows that 4, is change, adaptability, versatility. It's an entertaining energy. It loves to grab hold of attention. Versatile. 6 is a very homely type of energy. It is full of selfless service, duty, working for others, working for the benefit of others. It's a supportive environment. It creates supportive environments, homely environments, secure environments, family, community, that type of energy. But it's not happy, like there is struggle, there's hardship, there's selfless service, there's the themes of duty required to create these warm, inviting, homely style, comfortable environments. So selfless service, duty, hardships, challenges, barriers to be overcome. That's all 6 energy. 7 is divine intelligence. It is very analytical. It is introspective. It is retrospective. And because of that analytical, retrospective nature, 7 energy tends to create isolation, loneliness, and unlike the 11 energy, the 2, the master version of the 2, the 7 energy, that divine energy, tends to teach through loss. So even if you just think of the number 7, starts at the top, goes straight across, and then just strokes straight down, across and then down, across and then down. 7 energy tends to take something away, tends to create pain, material loss, to force us through that painful experience to learn the lesson we need to learn. So 7s tends to teach through material loss. It's divine intelligence, it's spirituality, and that nature can create feelings, sensations of loneliness, isolation, that sort of thing. You could even think really fast about bankruptcy laws here in the United States. Chapter 7 bankruptcy, it's all over. We are clearing out assets, paying down the people you owe money to, and companies getting shut down. Chapter 11, that master version of the 2, that supportive, inspirational energy, is where you restructure. You get a second chance. That 11 energy breathes life into something. It inspires, it gives support. That master 2, master feminine. And so chapter 11 bankruptcy breathes life into your business to give you a second shot. Master version of the 2. Chapter 7 bankruptcy teaches through material loss. Everything's over. You're selling off as much as you can to pay down as many people as you can. And so that's just a little insight into how these numbers work in the day-to-day in real life. 8 energy is karma. It is balancing both the material and spiritual world. So if you think of the number 8, the 2 circles, the infinity sign. And so the top circle represents our material world. The bottom circle represents our spiritual world. Okay? Our material world can never outgrow the foundation that our spiritual world provides. So this is where that karmic nature comes in. People's material world gets a little too big. Bam! We now slide down the 8. We slide down the slide back into our spiritual world so that we can improve upon this foundation before going back and continuing to grow our material world. So 8 is the powerhouse. It is a very dynamic energy, material accumulation with karmic balancing of both that material and spiritual world. 9 energy brings us completion, fullness. It is a very human-focused energy, very Mother Teresa type of energy. It is not necessarily as selfless, dutiful as the 6. It does tend to come and try to improve upon what it sees and fill in the gaps. So if you have a group of friends who go out, get hammered, drunk, and there's one person who is kind of sitting there mothering people, making sure everyone's good, it's probably the 9 energy person or someone with a lot of that 9 energy, that Mother Teresa type of energy. It just fills in the gaps. But that also, with that said, fills in the gaps on the other side of the spectrum as well. If you're with a group of people and everybody is super, super nice, there's one person that's very loud, kind of aggressive, not necessarily overtly aggressive. They're just loud and boisterous. It's probably the 9. The 9 will fill in wherever it is needed. Everyone in the group is super, super clean. And there's one person who's just a mess. It's probably the 9. The 9 fills in where it's needed. Then we have the master numbers, the 11, the 22, the 33. The 11's the master 2. The 22 is the master 4, and the 33 is the master 6. So that's an overview of all of the numbers and all of their energies. January, 1 + 1 is 2. So the overarching universal theme that everyone's going to be experiencing in January is 2 energy. 2, that big picture vision, setting the tone for the future, just so happens to be the groundwork, imprint for the next 9-year cycle, for these next 9 years across this universal cycle. And so we have big picture, positive, intuitive vision setting us off at the start of the year. 1 + 1 is 2. Now we move to February. We're going to have the 2 energy from February plus the 1 energy from 2026. So we have 3 energy in February, that childlike, that playfulness. We move into March. 3 + 1 is 4. So we have 4 energy. March, April, we're going to have 5. 4 + 1 is 5. May will be 6. June, 7. And then you can see how throughout the rest of the year, we're just going to be 1 layer above that base month. So October will be 2 energy. 1 + 1, 2. And so what else can we do? We could do August. August will be 9 energy, 8 and 1. And so your personal months are going to be different. That's based off of the month and day you are born. So if you're born, what could we do? We'll say you're born December 30th. 3 plus 3, 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 is 6. You would add that to the 2026, 7, and then you would add that to whatever month you are in. And so this month would be 8. You are 6 from your day and month of birth, 1 from this year being 2026 to 7, and then we're in the first month, 8. And now your personal day would be just whatever day that is. So today's the 1st, you'd be a 9. 9 personal day in a 7 personal year in an 8 personal month, 9 personal day. And so that's your unique flavoring to this overarching universal energy. I hope you got something out of this. We did last year before a numerology and astrology one over on my YouTube page, Tristan Garrett Mueller on YouTube. And if anyone's interested, I will be willing to do another one here where we go through and we layer up the astrological transits along with these universal energies so that you can see kind of where these different themes are going to be most active throughout the year based on your personal chart, where these planets are sitting in your houses based on the signs the planets are currently in, and that current layer of unfolding karma, that middle layer. If you've made it this far, I genuinely appreciate you. I hope that you are as excited as I am for this 9-year cycle to kick off and start. If you have any questions, comments, ideas, interested in something, you can always send me an email, tristan@realoccult.com. You can also, if you are interested, check out our free school community, skool.com/realoccult. We help parents improve their children's spiritual foundation with our multi-layered numerology and astrology system. If you were unaware, I currently run a 164 kid before school, after school program. We have the free online community with parents and families. So I'm working with kids, I'm working with parents, I'm working with families all day long. If you're interested in a family reading, if you're interested in how to best take advantage of the energies present during this next 9-year cycle, I'm more than happy to help you however I can. We help parents figure out what sports are best for their kids. We help parents figure out for their older children what the best university might be for their child, or kids who are already in university, how to best maximize their experience based on the imprinted energy of the school and the imprinted energy from their foundational charts. If you have any questions, any help, need any help, I'm more than happy to help you. I hope you got something out of this video. Happy New Year. We are kicking off this one universal year at the very beginning of this 9-year universal cycle. Today, starting last night, we have middle of February. I think it's like the 17th of February. We start the new horse year, going through all these transitions and changes. The last 9-year cycle's over with, done. We're free from whatever routines, habits, patterns, commitments no longer support us in ultimately fulfilling our karmic destiny. There's no escaping the lessons we're meant to learn in this lifetime. Saturn and its ring ensures it. So we might as well use the tools we have at our disposal to decipher the lessons we're meant to learn so that we can move forward through life, finding fulfillment, happiness, purpose, joy through our karmic destiny and the role we're ultimately meant to fulfill for others in this universe. My name's Tristan Garrett Mueller. I hope you got some out of this video. The universe is on your side. The universe truly, genuinely wants you to win. Remember that. And I will talk to you again soon.